Hi, my name is Pastor Brita Pinkston, and my husband and I pastor at the Pasadena Foursquare Church, and I'm really glad to share tonight with everybody connected to making housing and community happen, and to share a little bit about our story and how we have been connected with affordable housing in our city. And just to say, I think that this whole conversation actually centers around two things for me. The first thing is that it really helps us to honor what is asked of us in Scripture, and that is to love God and to love our neighbor. And in doing so, we get to form community. And I think that in every conversation about housing, what I appreciate about MHCH is that they continue to put people in the center of the conversation. The buildings are important, but it's always about the people. And as we do this, we can form community and care for one another and to love one another as well. And so about 25 years ago, our church was actually gifted something that was pretty phenomenal. We were given 9 cottage units that were next door to our church property. And we've been here in Pasadena for about 90 years. But these were given to us, and we paid an annuity to the man and the woman who owned the properties until they passed away. And one of the things that from the very beginning we committed to as a church was that we would set aside these properties to be set at rates that would be more affordable housing rates. And over the last 10, 15 years in particular, we have sought to make sure that those remain at rates that would be very low or low, so that we could house people, because we have seen, as you have seen, the change in Pasadena, and with the ability to house people and the impact upon people's lives, seeing people in our church having to move or put out of housing has been a huge factor, or people who have been raised in the city and who want to remain in community but can't. And so those 9 units have been so central to helping us to be able to reach out. And I only wish that there were more, because there is a huge need. But what we have seen actually has been pretty phenomenal. We have had all sorts of people, retirees, elderly, disabled, single parents, young families, singles, a lot of different scenarios, people who have been out of work. And especially during this time of pandemic, it's been an amazing opportunity for us to remain in community. And alongside with that value for us as a church, it really holds the idea that we have to be about people, that whatever land we've been given, it's not meant for us to just hoard or to somehow do our thing, but that God's mission is actually what we are to join. And we don't just ask God to join our mission. And I think the other end of that is that we have properties here at church, and there are people that we have allowed and have a relationship with who can stay on our properties. We've had a couple who has been staying for some time overnight in our facilities, in our properties, and they park their car, and they've been amazing. They've kept our property clean, they look out for us, and actually that whole process is really connected because they have lacked housing. And one of the things is the woman has been ill, and we just found out this week that she passed away. And that's heartbreaking. But I am very much aware that we have been given this opportunity to have relationship. And even that story right there shows us how much more so we can do, because people not only need housing because they need a place to stay, but it's for their health, it's for their relationships. And so we continue to ask ourselves, how can we be faithful to love God and love our neighbor with the land that we've been given? So thank you so much for allowing me to share. I'm so grateful for all the work that is happening through Jill and Anthony and Bert and the many who put the long hours in to lead the charge in our city for affordable housing. We're with you, we thank you, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of this evening.